Hey everybody, thank you for joining me on our channel. The first time that you come in here, hit the subscribe button. We try to do videos on hunting for our customers, just us having fun. We do all kinds of different things. Lots of pig hunting, thermals is the main thing we specialize in, but we do everything, archery, you name it. But either way, I got asked a question, and sorry it's been a while since I've actually posted a video. With the whole coronavirus, everything's slowing down. It's a summertime. Business always slows down when it comes to hunting, so because of the heat, obviously. But this time around, somebody asked me to give them some feedback. Today was probably I don't know how many times I've been asked, but somebody texted me and asked me to give some information on ARs. I had a buddy that's been asking, hey man, why don't you do a video on ARs? So I figured, you know what? Why not? So I'll go ahead and do one. I am not going to give you a video and tell you that I'm an expert and that I know and what to choose and what to pick or whatever the case. I'm just going to share with you the little bit of knowledge that I have so that you can go out and actually get with somebody that's an expert and know what better questions to ask, and they'll be able to guide you in the more intricacies of what you're going to get. But there are some things I would want you to know and think about that you may have never thought about when you go buying. Some things I never thought about when I first started buying them and learning down the road. So with that being said, and oh, by the way, yes, I'm wearing glasses. It's starting to get a little bit darker in the evening. But what you don't, you're kind of wondering why the heck is he wearing glasses? I don't want to scare you. You ready to have a good laugh? Well, I was out getting access to my shop, opening the shop door. I didn't see a nest of yellow jackets, and the yellow jackets got me. So here's my inflamed look, and it's partially over here. I got stung here and it got all over here. My eyes were actually where I couldn't even open them earlier when I woke up this morning. It was pretty bad. So anyway, so I don't want to scare you all. So here's the glasses. Makes it a little bit better. So anyway, so here we go. So some of the things I'm going to go over real fast. I'm going to jump around quite a bit. Is we're going to take a look at a couple of different rifles, and that way you can see kind of what are some of the things that I'm going to be looking at. So let's take a look at some of the ones that I got here. As you can see, I've got a few that I've kind of just laid out just to give you an idea of what different types of rifles there are, different configurations. So that way you can kind of make a decision as to kind of what you want. I actually put a 12 gauge here, and I'll tell you why I put that one. It's actually an airsoft gun. This is an airsoft gun too. But just wanted those are some to show some quick configurations on what you can do. I've also put some items over here, as you can see, that you can choose to put on there depending on your configuration. And then if you want to do some special stuff, videoing, things like that, what some of the equipment that you can actually use. Okay, so we'll look at all that and see if I can't give you a little bit of information that you're asking for. All right, so now that we went over those, just a couple of examples of what some of the items that I use, for instance. And trust me, there's other ones that I use. I'm not going to put them all on here. Just a basic sampling. So here's some of the biggest things that you're going to want to do. You got to figure out, what do you want your AR for? What are you going to do? Are you going to use it for hunting? Oh, by the way, I'm just going to leave the glasses off. I decided that it's just I'm sweating too much, and welcome to summer in Texas. So what are you going to use the rifle for? Are you going to go hunting? Are you going to use it for home defense? What are you going to use it? Okay, and then you got to also figure out barrel lengths, all these different things, right? So hey, I want to use it for protection. So maybe I need a shorter barrel. Okay, maybe I need a different twist in the barrel. I need a longer. I need to do hunting. So you know what? Maybe I need a longer barrel, which it's going to create more pressure, more velocity. Depending on what twist you're going to get, depending on what ammunition you're going to use, 55 grain, 65, whatever. It's going to depend on what you're going to use. So you need to know what you're going to use it for, right? Anyways, I said a little bit about twist. There's 1 in 7, 1 in 8, 1 in 9. There's various, and some of them will accept certain ammunition just fine. Others you're going to have problems with. Okay, so that's one thing. So that's barrel length, size. So you need to ask that. That's going to be one of your main questions that you ask. So that's going to drive a lot of things. Also depending on, it's not just the barrel length. Also, it's some of them have a gas system. There's going to be a lot of videos out there, and I suggest you go and look and watch some of these videos to kind of find out what the heck I'm talking about, so that you can make a better informed decision on what you're going to buy. The gas system. You don't want to get a long barrel with a short gas system. It doesn't make any sense. It's kind of a waste of time. So you want to make sure you get everything right and extend everything the way you're supposed to, so you get the most performance out of those rifles. Again, I kind of what I'm talking about and what to ask. I'm not an expert on it, and I don't ever claim to be an expert on it, but these are questions you need to ask when you go buy an AR. Also, how are you going to build this AR? So, what kind of, platform? I'll give you an example. Let me grab this one right here. This is very basic DPMS you can get, right? So, not a big deal. This is actually AR-15 as well. So this one right here has an area, Picatinny rail, as you can see, where you can attach a scope, whatever the case may be. And it has a front arm hold. So biggest thing you gotta remember, this is where you're gonna hold it. You'll always hold it. You can't extend out here, because if you extend, you're grabbing the barrel and you're burning yourself up. So you wanna make sure that this is where your handhold is. But as you notice, there's no way to put attachments on here. So very basic rifle, right? So there's nothing, you can't put a light, you can't put anything on it. So you want to put anything, you just can't. You got to get some different things to be able to do different modifications. Very basic weapon. The sling hooks up right here. It's a single sling. So however you want to do it, you could put a dual sling up here and here, however you want to do it. I'll show you what I mean by that here in a second. So I'm going to move into another different thing. These are kind of some of the things that I look for, and when I want to, I waste the money one time and not multiple times, so you're not buying something and you're not happy with it, and then you're going to spend money in upgrading. So I always recommend, there's gun shows like the Mesquite Gun Show here locally. I love that place. We have one here local in town with the Waxahachie one, Jimmy Killen. I go to him. Pretty much every gun I've bought here lately has been from Jimmy Killen at Killen Corp. So the Waxahachie. So thanks a lot, Jimmy. He hooked me up all the time. But so with that being said, is you want to look at also what type of not the barrel, but what kind of floating barrel you're going to have too. So this is actually kind of a pretty neat one. You notice how the rail actually extends all the way, Picatinny, all the way. So you can put all kinds of stuff way up here. So not just the scope that you're going to mount. Okay, and some scopes will not fit on like that one regular one AR that I just showed you a second ago on that single Picatinny rail, just on the lower that you have here, or the upper that's going to be attached to. You'll notice it has the Picatinny rail all the way across here. You can put something else up here if you want to. Some people will say, well, what am I going to put? Well, you know what? You could put a scope up here, and you put a, I don't know, one of them lasers on here to, so you can actually do quick acquisition on whatever you're going to shoot at. So you notice it doesn't have anything on the side, on either side. It does have on the bottom another Picatinny rail. This one I have it so I can use an actual bipod stand, so I can sit on the ground and it's off the ground, very level. So I like it. I have a setup for a 2-point sling here. Okay, I like 2-point slings personally. There's different versions. Go look into single point, 2-point, 3-point, and see what kind of sling you're going to want, because you don't want to just keep spending money. Again, look it up. That's some important things. So slings are always important, especially depending on the weapon. This is a AR-10, actually not an AR-15, but I still want to show you the configuration on this one. So I can't mount nothing on the side. I can only mount some on the bottom. So I can put the bipod, or I can put I put a light down there if I want to. So just some of the different configurations that you can use. I like this one, pretty nifty, pretty awesome rifle. However, it's not really the floating barrel that I would want on it. So let's kind of look at another one. I'm going to start making a couple of changes. So the next rifle that I got and that I built, this is another AR-15 Picatinny rail here. I actually had a different floating barrel put on there. By the way, this is not a suppressor, it's a fake suppressor. This goes on there. So you also want to look at how long of a barrel you're going to want to have. That's going to have a different effect, right? So with that being said, I wanted a floating barrel because here's the other thing. These things get hot real fast. This is great. I can, unlike the other one, I only had the one spot, I can go anywhere on here and hold it. It's great. So depending on how far I want to hold it, right? So really, really versatile. I like this. So with that being said, now is it has a Picatinny rail on the top, on the side, on the bottom, on the side. So I can put all kinds of stuff on here if I want to. So again, I can put a laser if I want to on here. I can put a light on here as well, which makes it really nice, and then put whatever piece of equipment I'm going to put on here. So pretty nifty. This one has a different single point connection. You know what? Some people like the single point. That's great. If you can keep it high enough, keep it close, that's great. I don't like them. They tend to, as far as my opinion, they tend to hit your knee a lot, and so I don't like the single points. But we have them. Let me show you the next barrel that I ended up going with. So and the next one that I ended up going with is I was, again, learning. Everybody learns. I think I will learn quicker, but it's okay. I just bought more weapons and, played around more. So with this one, I wanted a totally different floating barrel. I wanted something lighter too. So I got this one right here. Metal arms, I think is what it is. I forget what it is. But but what I like about this one, it's very light, and I wanted to keep a floating barrel that was light. So lots of ventilation on this one. Makes it a lot lighter. Okay. What's nice about it, Picatinny rail all the way across, Picatinny rail here, pretty neat, another one here, okay, and it's the same all the way around, top, bottom, sides, everything, right? So why is that nice? And I can put all kinds of gadgets on here. So this, we're gonna talk a little bit about that. So why is that a big deal? What are you gonna be doing? What do you like doing? What are you gonna use the weapon for? That's all a big deal. So with that being said, is depending on what you're going to use your weapon for, will depend on what kind of barrel you want to go with. Okay, you may want to go with a slick barrel that has nothing on it because you're a target shooter and you're not doing anything else but target shooting, right? Or you may be a long distance shooter and you don't care to put anything out but a scope, nothing else. Okay, me, I'm the type of guy that likes to have lots of tools. So I'm going to be hunting at night, and I'm going to show you. Let me show you a quick rig for night, for example. Okay, so let's talk about one particular setup. I'm going to go over a couple of different setups you can use, so you can decide, hey, what do I want? Okay, so here's this setup. I like this one. This is a 14-inch barrel, I believe. No. Yeah, I think it's 14. Maybe a 14. 7-in-1 twist. I like this one. It's a really good night hunting weapon. I've got a thermal sight on it, a FLIR PTS 233, and along with that on the side I have a green light. So when I do shoot something at night, because we're out in pitch black at night, I'm going to use a weapon like this. I actually have the AR-10s as well, outfitted with different ones, pole bars, you name it. But this is an example of what we use at night. So after I shoot with thermal, we find them with thermal, we shoot them. Now we're walking around, we found the heat signature. We want to be able to see what we're doing and not look at the heat signature, so I have a green light so that I can see everywhere, all that good stuff. Okay, so that's one example. Let's go to another example. Okay. I may want a lighter weapon. So here's a simple DPMS Oracle, very light weapon. Well, this isn't even the Oracle. This is the DPMS. This is the sport model. Very light. I got a light ATN scope on it. I didn't add more weight by putting that on. I got this specifically because kids. I want to take kids, or somebody just doesn't want to carry a heavy weapon. So this right here, really nice weapon. Doesn't tire you out while you're walking around. So you know what? Not a lot of modifications. So do you want a light weapon? Not a lot of weight. This may be something you may be looking for, right? Okay, that's one. Let's go to another one. All right, let's continue on. This is one of my favorite ones right here. Very light. I love this thing. I forget which ones they are. I don't remember the brands. It doesn't matter. Good brands. Anyway, so with that being said, I decided to go with the floating barrel that was way open, make it a little bit lighter. I can sit here and grab way up here, way down here, whatever I want to do, right? This is great. Longer barrel, 1 1/8-inch twist, which accepts a lot more. You want to use 65 grain, 55 grain. You want to use some different. So it depends on what grain bullet you want to use, okay? So you want to make sure you match it up with the twist of the rifle that you have. Very important, or you're going to have bad performance. And then even then you want to go out there and shoot a few and see what works with your rifle as well. So everything's different. So but what's cool about this thing is I can do, this is why I love Picatinny here. I like having all these little choices here because, as you notice, I got a holographic sight in here, which is a very cool little toy. I love this thing. So hold on a second. Is it on? Do I have it on? Hold on a second. Let me make it better. I'm not sure if you can see that. Can you see that in there? A little green dot. There's a little green dot. I love it. This is mostly my day gun. Okay. So, well, let me turn it off. Let me turn. Okay. This is mostly my day gun. Okay. Not really so much for night. And what's nice about it, I can really quick get some quick acquisitions. So I can sit here and actually just be aiming, put the dot right on what I want, shoot. If it starts to run, I can keep on shooting. Okay. Great defensive weapon, by the way. No matter what you're shooting at. So we'll leave it at that. So protection, whatever the case may be. So I love this thing for that. However, it gets a little bit further. I want to be able to reach out a little bit more. So I have what you call a magnifier, which is a drop away magnifier. So I can do all close up. Something gets a little bit further. Put the magnifier on there really quickly. I just have magnification. I can see further, more accurate. I love it. You know what? Gotta have a light. If it's at night, if it gets dark and I didn't get it during the day and catch it, I have my light on to be able to put that on there. So it makes it very cool. So what all do I need everything else on here for? You're saying, man, that's a lot of stuff. What else you gonna do with it? Hold on a second. Through the magic of video, it is hot. Okay, but anyway, so let's get back to accessories. So you saw this piece of equipment here in shooting. Why do I want so much, Picatinny everywhere? Why? Because I get crazy. Oh, by the way, if you notice, wait a minute, there we go. If you notice, I have a camera set up. I have a GoPro aiming right at me so I can actually watch the video as I'm shooting it. And then I also have another camera that, hold on a second. Whoop. I've got another camera that I can do close or long distance recording as well. And I have a special tool to allow me to do that. I've got one on this side too, if I want to put another GoPro coming back at me on this side instead of this one. If it's close up, I'm going to have a GoPro on here. If it's longer range, I'm going to have a little camcorder on here to be able to record it. Yeah, the close-up will be nice and crisp on this stuff as well. And even with the magnifier, I can zoom out 40 times and get my video for what I need to get. When you have all this, you can do so much. Some of you don't want to hold on to it this way. What you can do, some of you may want to put something on here because you don't want to hold it like this because you got too much. So here's the other option. Boy, Picatinny everywhere. Makes it to where you can do all kinds of cool stuff with your weapon. You can do all kinds of modifications. So what do you buy? There's a whole assortment. You have to decide what you want. What are you wanting to do? Are you wanting to hunt, home defense, whatever you want to do, right? So let me go back just a little bit. Again, a little bit shorter barrel on this one, not by much. But again, what do you want? I showed you one you can use for hunting. If you want to do home defense, you're probably going to want something shorter. Something you can come around corners, looking through, boom, 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 come through, whatever you need to do as you come through particular areas. Whatever you're going to do, whatever you're going to use your rifle for, you want to make sure that you get the right thing. Especially home defense, I go with a handgun and a light. But if you're going to want to use these, make sure you get the correct ones. So again, you've got to see a lot of different options as far as ARs. So you got to figure out what do you want to use it for. Hunting, home defense, target, paper targets. You're never gonna shoot anything with it. That's okay with everybody's different, right? I don't judge. So, but if you want the options, you're gonna have to make that decision. Me personally, I wouldn't go. I don't know. I like a 16-inch barrel, 14-inch barrel, whatever you want to use. Because it's versatile. 8-in-1 twist personally because of the different loads that you can use. So I personally like that. And again, you saw me. I like Picatinny all the way around it. Floating barrel so that I can have all these different accessories depending on what I want to do and when I'm going to do it. There's lots of different options. Okay. So with that being said, I do want to show you a couple more. I showed you the flat rail top on there that you can have nothing on it, just Picatinny all the way across. Because you can also buy. Some people like fixed sights. Don't buy it. It's just my opinion. Do what you want. Don't buy a fixed sight weapon. By the way, this is an airsoft toy that I call it a toy, but it's fun for the kids. So I always say buy a flat top on it, and basically you can go ahead and put your sights that you want. Buy the type of sights that you want, so the drop-down sights, whatever you may want to use. So instead of getting fixed, because once you have a fixed one, it's a pain in the butt, it's cumbersome. I had one, I just didn't like it. And that's pretty much all I got for you. Hopefully I gave you at least enough information to be able to go and look and see, and go to other YouTube channels. There's a lot of great people out there that get into more detail on every aspect. There's just so much you can learn about it before you go buy, and I would recommend that you do that. Okay. Other than that, is get with somebody that has one that can teach you, that you can go and fire and you can shoot, see what you like, and they can teach you more about the different loads that you're going to use. What are you going to use for coyotes versus hogs, or what are you going to use for target shooting? Everything is, you have different things for different things. different purposes. Does that make sense? So that's pretty much it.